We live in a world of staggering contrasts between the super rich and those barely scraping by. On one hand, families struggle to make ends meet, working multiple jobs just to keep a roof over their heads. Their reality is one of constant worry and deferred dreams. On the other hand, the super rich live in a realm of opulence, with private jets and sprawling estates. Their concerns are acquiring rare art and securing billion-dollar deals. This stark disparity between the haves and the have-nots is a pressing issue. We have arrived at a point where a select few hold unimaginable riches while countless others struggle. This film aims to delve into the lives of the super rich and examine the impact and privilege of their immense wealth. The accumulation of immense wealth by individuals is a complex issue. Many of these individuals are brilliant minds who've built empires from the ground up. Their innovations drive progress and create jobs. However, this prosperity often comes at a significant cost. When the gap between rich and poor grows too wide, it can fracture society. It breeds resentment, fuels social unrest, and undermines fairness and equality. This isn't about demonizing wealth. It's about initiating a conversation on economic disparity and exploring solutions. Forget your terraced houses. The super rich reside in a different postcode. Sprawling estates the size of small villages, tucked away in secluded enclaves. These aren't houses, they're fortresses of finance. Take this place for instance. 15 bedrooms, 20 bathrooms, an indoor swimming pool, home cinema, and a walk-in wardrobe bigger than my first flat. And the staff, chefs, chauffeurs, personal assistants, catering to their every whim. It's a world removed from everyday life, a bubble of privilege. For the super rich, these homes are status symbols, expressions of their success. But amidst all this opulence, they often wonder if they truly enjoy it. The pressures of their wealth can be overwhelming. They are often tethered to this gilded cage of their own making. Imagine waking up in a silk-sheeted bed worth more than the average worker's car. You step onto heated marble floors, the scent of freshly brewed Kona coffee wafting through the air. While we're battling the morning commute, they're being chauffeured in Bentleys and Rolls-Royces. Their days are a blur of Michelin star meals, exclusive art auctions, and meetings with financial advisors. And let's not forget about leisure. A quick round of golf at a private club, followed by a rejuvenating spa treatment. It's a relentless cycle of extravagance, designed to maximize pleasure and minimize discomfort. This constant pursuit of pleasure doesn't always bring happiness. Often, it breeds a sense of emptiness, a yearning for something more, something real. Let's delve into this paradox. Now, let's talk figures, because the wealth of the super rich is mind-boggling. We're not talking about your average millionaire next door. We're talking about individuals whose fortunes are measured in billions. To put it in perspective, the average American family has a net worth of around $750,000. Compare that to the richest person in the world, with a net worth of over $200 billion. This level of wealth isn't just about having a lot of zeros in your bank account. It's about wielding unimaginable power and influence. These individuals shape markets, influence governments, and control media empires. When so much wealth and power is concentrated in the hands of so few, it raises fundamental issues. Issues about fairness, equality, and the very nature of our society. In America, the amount of money needed to be considered wealthy is a topic of much discussion. According to financial advisors, a net worth of around $2.2 million is considered wealthy. But to join the super rich, you're looking at a net worth closer to $50 million or more. This definition of wealth is constantly shifting. What was considered wealthy a generation ago might barely get you a deposit on a flat today. It's a never-ending game of keep up. This film aims to explore the shifting definitions of wealth. The super rich navigate this ever-changing landscape with unique strategies. The implications for the rest of us are significant. Maintaining their wealth comes with its own set of challenges. These challenges are uniquely different from the rest of society. Don't forget to like and subscribe right now. Wealth in America isn't just about those at the very top. There's a whole spectrum of wealth, a hierarchy with different tiers of affluence. Think of it like a pyramid, with the super rich at the top. Below them are multi-millionaires, entrepreneurs, and CEOs. They're living the good life but still working for it. Then there's the upper middle class with comfortable incomes and nice homes. Below them, the vast majority of Americans are working hard and hoping for a brighter future. The gap between these levels is widening. The rungs on the ladder of opportunity are getting further apart. For those at the bottom, it feels like the deck is stacked against them. Wealth is about more than just numbers in a bank account. It's about the power and influence that comes with it. When you've got more money than you could ever spend, you can afford to throw your weight around. You can donate millions to political campaigns, influencing policy decisions. You can buy up media outlets, shaping public opinion. You can fund think tanks dedicated to promoting your worldview. This kind of power undermines the principles of democracy. It creates a system where the needs of the few outweigh the needs of the many. While it's fascinating to marvel at the lifestyles of the super rich, we must not lose sight of the bigger picture. This level of wealth and influence comes at a significant cost. It has profound implications for the rest of us. The landscape of wealth in America is constantly evolving. The rise of technology, globalization, and a global pandemic have shifted how wealth is created and distributed. We're seeing a new generation of tech billionaires emerge. Wealth is becoming more concentrated in certain industries and locations. This shifting landscape presents both challenges and opportunities. It highlights the need for policies that promote economic mobility. It underscores the importance of education, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Bridging the gap between the haves and the have-nots in a just and sustainable way is a significant challenge. Some governments have tried to do exactly this, through specific policies aimed at reducing inequality. Money talks, especially in the world of the super rich. These folks have the golden ticket and know how to use it. Political donations are a prime example. The super rich funnel millions into political campaigns, backing candidates who align with their interests. They wine and dine politicians, ensuring their voices are heard. It's not just about direct contributions. PACs, super PACs, and other organizations allow the wealthy to exert influence. It's a complex web of financial maneuvering. Some argue that money is a form of free speech. For the average Joe, it can feel like the system is rigged. Their voice is drowned out by the roar of big money. Money has a huge implication in politics. This shapes our society in surprising ways. When the super rich treat politics like a game of chess, it's often the rest of us who end up as collateral damage. They lobby for tax breaks that benefit their bottom line. They push for deregulation that allows their businesses to flourish. They use their influence to shape trade deals that favor their global empires. It's a classic case of heads I win, tails you lose. They play by a different set of rules, written in their favor. The more wealth and power they accumulate, the harder it becomes to level the playing field. The super rich use their influence to shape our world. This has significant implications for the rest of us. These moves shape our society in profound ways. And now, let's delve into the media. In this day and age, controlling the narrative and shaping public opinion is more important than ever. The super rich, with their vast media empires, have the power to influence the information we consume. Newspapers, television networks, online platforms, and even social media giants are part of this landscape. Many of these outlets are owned or controlled by a handful of billionaires, individuals with their own agendas, biases, and vested interests. Their interests don't always align with those of the average person. They can use their platforms to promote their own businesses, discredit rivals, or push for policies that benefit their bottom line. They shape the news cycle, control what stories get told and how they're told, and influence public perception of entire groups of people. It's a subtle form of manipulation, a way of controlling the narrative without necessarily resorting to outright censorship. And it's incredibly effective. When you control the information people see, you control how they think, how they vote, and even how they live their lives. Money hides behind a philanthropic facade. Now, I know what you're thinking, but hold on. Many of these super rich folks are big philanthropists. They donate millions to charity, fund important research, support worthy causes. This seems like a good thing. On the surface, it's commendable. Giving back and using wealth to make a positive impact on the world is admirable. But even philanthropy, in the hands of the super rich, can become a double-edged sword. For some, it's a way to offset their tax burden, to get a nice little write-off while burnishing their public image. For others, it's about wielding influence, dictating which causes get funded, which problems get addressed, and ultimately, shaping the world in their own image. And then there's the issue of power dynamics. When a billionaire swoops in with a massive donation, it can create a dependency, a sense of obligation that can stifle criticism and limit the autonomy of organizations on the ground. This raises questions about motives, accountability, and the true impact of philanthropy in a world of extreme wealth inequality. Their lavish lifestyles, their unimaginable wealth. It's easy to feel overwhelmed. But tackling this issue isn't just about pointing fingers. We all have a role to play in creating a more equitable society. The current system isn't sustainable or fair. We need to move away from the you versus them mentality. We've all become complicit in this system. Real change starts with each and every one of us. For starters, tackling the issue of tax avoidance and evasion is crucial. The super rich, with their armies of lawyers and accountants, are masters at exploiting loopholes and minimizing their tax burdens. Closing those loopholes and implementing a fairer tax system is essential, ensuring those who can afford to contribute more actually do. Investing in education, healthcare, and social safety nets is also necessary. These are not handouts, they're investments in our collective future. Providing everyone with equal opportunities creates a more just and prosperous society for all. Fair wages and workers' rights are equally important. When people earn a living wage, they're more likely to contribute to the economy, support local businesses, and break the cycle of poverty. Addressing the issue of campaign finance reform is also critical. As long as big money continues to have an outsized influence on our political system, leveling the playing field and creating a truly representative democracy will remain a challenge. Now, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds a bit idealistic, Lewis, but we can change the system. History has taught us that change is possible. When enough people come together and demand better, mountains start to move. We need to be active participants in our democracy. Vote for candidates who prioritize the needs of the many. Support organizations working tirelessly to combat inequality. The journey ahead won't be easy. We're facing daunting challenges and entrenched systems of power. But amidst the gloom, there is hope. Individuals tirelessly working for a just and equitable world. activists fighting for social justice and a cleaner environment, entrepreneurs prioritizing people over profit, everyday folks building stronger communities. These stories give hope and remind us that change is possible. Recognizing our shared humanity can create a world where everyone thrives. A just society benefits us all. Like and subscribe right now for documentaries on George Soros, economic philosophy, how to get rich, and more.